Welcome back to Right Answers Mostly, a podcast on what you didn't learn in history class, but you really wanted to. I'm Claire Donald.
And I'm Tess Bellomo.
Rammies, we have such an exciting special guest. I feel like this has been something that y'all have been asking for so long.
You've been waiting for it. You've been begging for it.
We have Love Island Season 1 winner, Elizabeth Weber. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, guys. I'm so excited to be here.
We're so excited to have you.
We are so excited. Before we get into it, Elizabeth, I'm just going to sing your praises a little bit, give the Rammies a bio, although many people already know.
Yeah, because we say Love Island Season 1 winner, but you're so much more than that.
So much more. We're just getting started. After winning Love Island USA's inaugural season, Elizabeth Weber quickly gained a massive social media following and built long-term relationships with some of the biggest brands like Nike and Saint Laurent. Transitioning from reality TV star to digital influencer, she stayed true to her passions in beauty, wellness, and empowerment, which led her to launch her company, Content Club, an online course where she shares her expertise on social media strategy, brand partnerships, content creation, and financial literacy. With over 100 successful campaigns in 2024, she now works one-on-one with aspiring creators to help them grow their channels and develop long-term audience engagement. After speaking at New York Fashion Week and various universities in 2024, Elizabeth plans to take Content Club on tour in 2025 to educate aspiring creators across the country. Elizabeth, you're amazing.
You're Truly. Amazing. Oh my God.
An intro.
No, she is a working woman. And we were saying before we started recording Rammies that we're so excited to chat with Elizabeth because we've been spending so much time with her, whether she knows it or not, because y'all know you DM us and you're like, what do you think about Love Island? All of that. We've never watched it until now. We have been binging Elizabeth's season.
And I regret that we never got into it, but there's no time like the present. And now I'm just proud that like we can be in this world and start our introduction so intimately with you, Elizabeth. Like, what a gift.
What a gift.
So funny. I'm like, what episode are you guys on?
So y'all are about to eat.
question.
For me, it's like episode 8 or so. Y'all are about to eat some fast food for a challenge.
Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. A little insight on that one. I had the Fijian flu. It's funny because they still film in Fiji, like the current season's in Fiji as well. And it's really easy to get sick from the water there. So everyone gets this thing called the Fijian flu. And it's also bula means hello in Fiji. So everyone calls it bula butt. It's like an inside joke of the islanders. Anyways, I had that right before the food challenge. So I came back into the villa, very like stomach upset, finally felt a little better. And they were like, we're going to do the baby bird food challenge. And I was like, I can barely eat a pancake without
You're like, please don't do this to me.
Yeah, so the timing was horrible for me. Like,
when you're sick, do you still have to be amongst the other contestants in that big giant bedroom?
Oh, yeah, that's still a thing.
No.
Wait,
you can't like have your...
Sorry, no. When you're sick, they pull you out with a medic and stuff. So I
like. Oh, thank God.
So I'm just like randomly missing in 2 of the episodes. So you'll know I'm kind of gone right now. If you might have noticed, kind of not in the episodes that you're probably on right now.
Yes. Well, I was like, where is she? But okay, well, follow-up question with all of that. How many bathrooms are y'all working with?
We had 1.
No.
This was the number 1 question we got, Elizabeth, is how many bathrooms?
We had 1, and it was difficult. And, like, 1 shower, too. So everyone knew, like, all the guys knew, don't go near the shower because I'm getting ready first. And, like, you guys can get ready after us girls because we need to dry our hair. I think it might be changed since. I think there's, like, 2 showers now maybe for the Islanders.
Oh, God forbid.
It's, like, hard when you're all trying to get ready really quickly for, like, the evening night. Like, you know how you transition into, like, the cocktail party, whatever. Yeah, it's a quick turnaround getting ready. I don't think people realize how little time you have between getting ready in the morning. You get ready, you're ready all day to be on camera, and then you have like end of the day time to get ready for the night.
That feels so cruel.
1 shower for everyone on Love Island and 1 bathroom.
Yeah, that was wild. I mean, we were the first season. We were like their little guinea pigs.
Oh my God, I'm like, is that too graphic? Were the walls thin? Like, I just imagined that people were stopped up for how many? Are you filming for 8 weeks?
Yeah. Well, I was there in Fiji for a while. Yeah. So.
Is there AC in the house?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, this is just getting this
now, but they did not for my season.
You're so strong.
It's been like 6 years, right? Like we're on season 7 now, so there's been a lot of improvements. Like even the girls' dressing rooms are much bigger, the closets are bigger. You know, everything is upgraded. Like, you know, they kicked off this season with like fireworks on the first night. I was like, okay, the budget is budget.
The budget is budgeting. Peacock stepped in and they were like, we know what to do.
Exactly.
But okay, so you were on the first season of US. What was your journey to even getting on Love Island? Did you watch the UK one? Did you ever think you were going to be on reality TV?
So in college, I would apply for Survivor all the time. I'm such a Survivor fan. Love the show. I apply still all the time. I'm like, Survivor, if you're listening, put me on the show. I want
Call
to
her.
Get on that.
go. I know the game strategy so well. I love it. I feel like I'm just such a social person too. I can kind of talk to anybody. Anyways, that's a whole other thing. But I applied for Survivor. They gave me the offer while I was in college. I said I need to finish school, then I would go. And then I kind of like lost my offer, and then someone had followed up and DM'd me about Love Island when I had moved to New York and was like kind of working as like a part-time influencer in the city and an advertising job, and they messaged me and they're like, would you want to do Love Island? And I had replied and said, no, I'm not good for this kind of show. I was like, no, it's not for me. And it's funny looking at that message now that I had said that.
You just never know.
Ends up happening. But yeah, I was just doing like influencer stuff, so I thought like, okay, this could be a cool adventure, you know, something really fun. There was no promise of followers because it's like the first season, so you don't know. Yeah, I thought I was gonna go backwards in followers. I went onto the show with 35,000 followers, and I was like, everyone's gonna start seeing these weird Love Island photos and unfollow me and be like, what is this?
Quite the opposite.
Yeah, and when you're there too, you don't have your phone, obviously, so you have no idea people are watching. I was like, oh my god. I would like hide under the sheets every night and be like, oh my god, everyone's unfollowing us, no one's watching, like this is so embarrassing. So when I came off the show and saw all this like positive love from like young women and like cute, like cutest girls ever, like loving looking up to me and watching the show and having this like cute romantic like storyline to watch, it was really cute, and I didn't expect that, and I also didn't expect to find anybody on the show. I kind of went into it, I packed a bag for a week. I was like, this is gonna be a fun adventure. I get to go to Fiji for free, you know, haven't really traveled a lot. I just kind of like was like up for whatever, but didn't really expect anything out of it, if that makes sense. So,
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Had you watched Love Island UK a lot?
I had never seen it, but because they messaged about the show and they were trying to convince me to do it, I was like, I might as well watch it. They were like, just watch this season, see what you think. And it was the Molly May season. I don't know if you've seen it.
We're so new, but we
We're
have
so
so
new.
much content. We will.
Social media queen, like she went on basically to become a bigger influencer from it, but then she met a guy that she ended up really liking, and they're like still together to this day, and there's been all this like back and forth drama, but she's like a cool fashionista, makeup girly, like a YouTuber, and I loved how she was able to like amplify her career. She looked so cute and like classy on the show that I was like, I could do that. Like I could go and it would be fine. And I knew too, since it was CBS running the show, that like it wasn't going to be anything too raunchy for me at the time. Like now I'm like, I don't know if I could confidently say I would do well on the show because I'm a little, I think, too reserved for, you know, what it is now, which is fine. But it was like a lot more like watered down. So I, you know, that's how I ended up going.
Yeah, I was wondering because obviously like now I feel reality TV has that sort of stigma of like the producers really try to manipulate you and you're put into situations that you're not sure what's going to happen, you're not aware of. Do you think they kind of gave you like, this is what it's going to be and it kind of stuck to that? Or was it like a little bit more manipulative?
No, honestly, they just kind of like threw us in there and they didn't really tell us much. Like, we didn't even know you win prize money. Like, they had to reshoot the scene where they tell us we win money because no one reacted.
You're like, thank God.
They just like reshoot it and be like, yay! Because like we were like, wait, what do you mean you win money? Like, we're all just here for the adventure, which is so funny. But
oh my God, what a great bonus.
that was so funny. But
Yeah, you're like worth it for no AC.
Yeah.
my season, they really let us just do whatever, and that's why some people say the season's kind of dry, is because there's no really like production involved. Like they kind of just let us talk to whoever, pull whoever for chats whenever we wanted, and it just all kind of happened naturally. Versus now they're very like, producers are good at producing where they'll, you know, be better about waiting to put a good person in it at the right time, or, you know, knowing like, okay, this person's inching towards there, like let's see if I can have them pull this person for a chat at the same time. Like the producing is producing, which is great because that's what makes it such a popular show nowadays. But it's just interesting, like some people on like past seasons, I'm like, okay, they definitely listen to what producers say and they, you know when to stir the pot or speak on something, and other people you can tell just like won't play along and they'll just boot them, or they'll strategize how they'll get them booted.
It's
They
so
have to be very careful because it's a show where people win money, so the producers can also only do so much where it's still like legal, if that makes sense.
Oh, damn.
really, I didn't even think of the legality of it all.
Yeah, the like whole psychology section, the legality section of it is crazy how deep like Love Island goes.
I bet.
There's
That makes
some
sense.
documentary on it.
Wow.
So,
Go ahead, Tess.
No, go, Claire. Go. I'm sorry. I have like 1,000 questions.
No, I know. Same. I'm like, where to even begin? Yeah, it's so interesting just with like the producers interfering and stuff because you were someone that I think when you showed up on the screen, you were very much an easy, immediate fan favorite because you just were very grounded and very much who you were in that. And I think that's interesting. You said the producers didn't really interfere. And I see that because the person you were partnered with, it feels like everyone from the start kind of knew you guys were doing what you were doing and not trying to interfere. Whereas now it seems like that would be the perfect opportunity to just kind of throw someone else in.
100%, and I mean they tried honestly, like with Cormac, the guy you saw.
I just got to that episode and you're so sad.
I'm like, I love international men. Like I love, tall, dark, and handsome. But I was like, give me someone international too, and like I love it. And so I think they really thought they did something there. But what they missed with that is that he was a club promoter, and I was living in New York at the time, working like an advertising job. So for me, like the party scene was like just not something that like I loved. So like that wasn't going to be someone I was going to leave my person for. Versus like, if they had like an architect or like, something that was a bit, different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not all like physical. It has to be like, okay, if we're going to have a love connection, it needs to be more than that.
Yeah, and we love an accent, but my God, those accents can only go so far. Am I right?
Sure
I was
can.
thinking more of like the French accent or like Spain, like Ireland.
Yeah.
I love the guy now, and he is dating the hottest girl ever from the Love Island franchise.
Oh,
Johnny,
really?
From
Oh.
2 seasons ago, and they are so cute. And I'm like, Cormac today is an amazing catch. I just think the guy he was on the show was like not going to be someone that I would have ever turned my head for.
Totally. Do they ask you before you go on, like, what's your physical type? What's your okay?
I give them a PowerPoint.
Oh,
And
I
had
love
them, like,
that.
crying, laughing. I was like, this is what I like. I was like, next. I found this guy on Instagram. This is what I like, so they could get an idea.
That's amazing.
That's
it's
so fun.
And like, you don't have to do that. I was doing it like, they just
Yeah.
like a character, right? Like they want someone to be like have a full personality to bring on a show.
We got some questions of like, what if you or the other castmates like aren't attracted to anybody? Like, has that happened? Did that happen your season where like there was some inauthentic attraction?
Yeah, I mean, there's you guys watched the first episode, like there was Michael, and I feel like no one really liked him, and he went home pretty quickly. And sometimes it just doesn't land. Like sometimes the producers can guess someone's going to be into someone, and then no one is, and they don't click with anyone, and it's fine, and that person will just ultimately end up going home, or you just kind of ride it out in a friendship couple until someone comes in that you like.
Do people also try to manipulate it because there's cash on the line? So do you think that some people are like, I'm going to put out my best self and act like I like you, and then we'll just get cash and run away? Yeah.
Of course, but I think America has votes and America can see through that. And then also, I think, you're there for so long and there's so much screen time. And this is why I want you guys to watch the new season.
I know, we will.
You can't keep up a facade for so long. Like, let's say I want to try to be this person for so long. Like, you can only do that for so long and how many hours of a day where, like, the layers start to peel back and your true self will come out. So it's, don't pretend to be anyone you're not on reality TV because, like, people are going to clock it. And also, if you're on for that amount of time, you can't hold up a facade for that long.
The exhaustion.
It's so true. And reality TV watchers, we're smart. Like, we know what we're working with. We know what we're dealing with.
Can
I
clock
mean,
it.
you know, TikTok now, everybody watches every little move, look you make. Like, if you're going on reality TV, you better, like, know who you are, what you stand for, and you better be ready for whatever and just back your actions because TikTok will get you. It's a terrifying space, honestly.
No, it's going into war.
Yeah, that's true. And that's interesting too, because we got some questions about drinking on camera. And like a lot of people, I think, use alcohol as a crutch of, like shy castmates come on. And then they're like, I can booze it up and then kind of have this moment. Did your season, like, where people, it doesn't seem like anyone's like really drinking that much.
Love Island has a rule. It's just one drink a night. So there's no one drink on Love Island.
What? Drink a night? Oh, Elizabeth, you don't know who you're talking to.
Any of the episodes. Yeah,
I'd be pissed.
So I actually didn't really drink that whole summer too. I would just give my glass of wine to my friend so she could have 2, Alex, and the producers would catch me doing it on camera, and then they stopped giving me wine because they knew I would just give it to her.
Wait,
But
that's
I
so
I've never had
crazy.
better skin in my life that summer.
Your
Oh,
skin
my
is
God,
gorgeous.
No kidding. I'm
My
sure
God.
your liver.
Alcohol, and I'm not eating any sugar.
Wow. It's a Love Island
wow.
detox.
It literally was for me.
That's so different than like, I mean, we watch a lot of Bravo and,
Yeah, very
Housewives are
different.
just blacking out on screen. So did you feel like that kind of gave you a little bit more control? Like you didn't wake up with anxiety or
I mean, I knew I wouldn't because I also knew at the time too, like that just wasn't me,
Yeah,
and I knew that
smart.
like I was a little too knew what was going on. Like if they had caught me maybe 2 years younger, I probably would have been a little bit more fun to watch, to be honest. But that's also why I love like a young reality TV cast because like people aren't smart enough to make the best decisions, and that's what makes for good TV. You know, these
it's
people are young.
like pure.
Yeah.
Do you watch Bravo?
No.
Oh, there's
No.
no, I mean,
The more I watch shows, the more I love things. Like I've seen some of the traders stuff, so I see Bravo people cross over onto there, but yeah, the alcohol is definitely not a thing for Love Island at least.
yeah. Bravo will be ready for you. I was just going to say Next Gen NYC is this new show and they're like all early 20s and it's so
know
fresh.
her.
Oh, who?
On it. Is there a girl named Ava on it?
Ava.
I'm like, we're so new with the cast.
I know. I swear that we know about reality TV.
I could be wrong.
Wait, is that
She's like a model.
Yes, yes.
She told me 2 years ago when they were pitching this show and that they filmed the pilot, and I remember thinking like that's such a good idea, and then I saw the trailer for it after Love Island yesterday, and I was like, oh my god,
she's the daughter
Ava
of
Dash.
Yeah.
yes,
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I feel like you'll like it. It's a good. It feels very. It just feels fresh.
Yeah. Okay, I'm excited. And I love
Okay.
like city life. Like I miss New York and I miss being like young and having fun in New York.
New York is the best.
It's the best, but please don't leave. Like everyone is moving there right now and we need your energy in LA.
No. I could never go back there. I like
Okay,
the
go.
20s. I'm like fiance life in Venice now, slow life, planning like my next moves. Like I can't go back to the city.
Oh my god! Congratulations, by the way. I saw your pics in your ring and gorgeous.
Thank you. Insane.
It's
So exciting.
So exciting. Okay, well, good to know there's no anxiety on Love Island because that's something I think about with reality TV all the time. Of like, I get anxiety anyways, and then waking up and be like, oh my God, what did I say last night?
I will say you're a bit sleep deprived on the show. They
I
don't
bet.
Your time. We don't know how long we slept. I'm sure that they all insist that you sleep a normal amount of hours. Do I believe that? I'm not sure. So I think that plays into it, is being so tired and you're constantly go, 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 and there's like challenge and then this and then party, whatever. Like you're up a lot. So I think that you get the anxiety from no sleep.
Oh my god!
So you don't know how long they let you sleep?
No.
Is there a clock in the room?
No, you don't.
Oh,
This is like Stanford prison experiment.
it is.
We make jokes about like the asylum where they raised me, trend.
Yeah, you guys are like, you don't know the half of it.
About that, yeah.
Like
But
this was actually an asylum.
we knew what we signed up for, and honestly, I had a great summer. So like, I know things can sound crazy, but it was so fun, and it was such a cool experience.
I was shocked when that you guys were sleeping in the same bed together. Like that's a thing. So do you actually sleep in the same bed or in the middle of the night do you get up and like move?
Oh no, you can't move.
My heart would be pounding. I can barely sleep like with anyone.
I was like, don't even put your foot in your mind.
Yeah, no, same. I would literally be like hands down to sides. Was anyone like a big snorer?
No, but Alex was coupled up with the guy Michael, on the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
He was like in a coffin like this, and she was like terrified. She would come over to my bed, and she was like, help. I was like,
Is he dead?
I was like, I'm not going over there. You go over
Oh my
there."
god! And then you probably have to hear like the num num sounds of people like making out.
Yeah, you hear everything.
Oh.
Yeah, snoring, all the things. You can request like earplugs and all that.
Oh, you better believe I would. How touchy can you get?
All the way.
You can have sex?
Yes, you guys need to watch.
I know, I'm sorry.
Wait,
I
so-
Love Island people are going to be so mad at us. You guys, we are on the journey.
Everyone to message you like,
Okay,
I know.
so you can hear you hear people have sex.
yes.
Oh my God. I can't. I mean, it's like college.
It just reminds me of my college dorm room.
It's like the dorm room, but like 8 bunk beds instead of 2.
Wow. And then it was shocked me when they like blasted the lights on y'all to wake you up. That is so cruel.
I'm the grouchiest morning person. It's so funny. And there's like a guy that comes, there's an overhead speaker in the villa. So like when they want you to go to the beach hut or they want to wake you up in the morning, they'll be like, good morning, Islanders. And they'll tell you what the weather is for the day and whatever. It's kind of like a really funny like wake up thing. And you can't talk during it because they don't want your mics crossed over with it. But it's basically just like a good morning message.
Do you sleep in your mics?
They're next to the bed.
Oh.
You have to put it on the minute you wake up. And then there's a mic in the like what's it?
Headboard?
Yeah, there's a mic in the headboard. I plucked the mic off one day and like flicked it across the room.
Good
I
for
came
you.
back, it was like a lavalier like dangling from his.
Wow. You were
Wow.
so strong. I honestly think I'd last 24 hours before having a full mental breakdown. Like,
No, it was so fine. I was like having the time of my life because you do a quarantine before you go, so you're already kind of like checked out of the world, so you're like living this island life, and it's so exciting, like everything happening in the villa, that you really do forget about there's a world that exists. Like you really do forget about it. By day 3, I even forgot I was being filmed.
Wow. It is like the Stanford prison experiment, how like quickly we can adjust to our
yes.
surroundings.
And then you're like, this is my world now.
Yeah, but we did get some listener questions of like, what is the job? If you have a job or something like that, what is that like? Do you tell them, hey, I'm going on something, I'm going away for 8 weeks? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the person. Like, I had told my company that I was going and that it was like me quitting because I was going for like 3 months, and I knew that I mean, like, I knew I didn't really want to go back to that after. But I like loved the job, loved the team. They were so nice. I had worked at Spark Foundry in New York, and the account I worked on was Wendy's, so they actually bought like TV ad spots for Wendy's during Love Island to be like supportive, which was awesome.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
nice.
they had like a group chat going, and they like all cheered me on. They had like watch parties all summer, so did like all my family and friends. So, but to my point, a lot of people just quit their job, but some people leave and go back. It just kind of depends. I guess how far you make in the show, you know, what the kind of social boost you get from it, what you kind of want to do afterwards, and what kind of job it is, right? Like, depends.
That's yeah, that's fair. Yeah, when you were saying that, like, you kind of forget the world that you're in and then you just start having so much fun, do you think a lot of that is because you are like genuinely having a crush on someone that you're kind of like, does every day feel like high school, like going to see the boy you like in class?
It's so cute. It was like so fun. Yeah, like it's so fun. You really get that like childhood, not childhood, but like, you know, the summer I Turned Pretty, and how it's
course.
just like, it literally felt like that in real life, like being there in the villa. And I think that's why everyone's so sad when you go home or when people get sent home. Like, even on the recent season, there's a lot of like waterworks over people just getting sent home, and everyone's like, it's not that big of a deal. And I'm like, it is, but it isn't. Like, you're at summer camp with all your best friends basically, and everybody likes it, has all these crushes, and it's so fun. It's all you care about in the moment. And then suddenly you get sent home and you don't get to be a part of this like group anymore. And that's what's like so sad, is because you just want to be there for all the fun moments and memories.
Yeah, that's brutal. That'd be a very hard change for me.
Yeah, I totally. Elizabeth, you should write like a young adult novel kind of based on like Love Island, like a little sexy little thing.
That'd be so fun.
You heard it here first.
But
Well, it's like a summer camp with cameras, and like I do have some more like technical questions. Someone was asking about like the prefixes, how long the prefix scenes take to film,
yeah, they take a while.
like all day.
Sometimes that's why you'll see like things that look like they started in the morning and are ending during sunset. Like, it's like The Bachelor, if you've heard things, how like rose ceremonies take forever. It's the same kind of idea. Like, filming always is going to take a lot longer than you think it takes on camera. But like when you're in the villa, like day-to-day stuff, that's all just like normal time, and
Right.
they just catch what they can. And that's why it's so funny, Love Island, because it's just people saying random things you wouldn't expect them to say, and people just being themselves. And I think that's where the show is so funny.
Would they make you redo your speeches or anything like that?
No.
No?
It's just, everything's very off the cuff. You don't practice that speech. They just ask you to stand up and speak your heart. And that's why it's so funny and cute, too, because people are just saying what they actually feel. Because they want it to be real, right? Like, because it is real, and, you know, there's no, yeah.
It is so endearing. I'm just like, I choose this boy because I think he's really nice.
So
It's like-
we had, so one of my seasons, I'm sure you're watching right now, but like Mallory and Weston, and she had to pick him, and she was like, I'll choose him because he's like fun and outgoing. And then they were like, can you add a little bit more to that? And she was like, no, I don't really have anything else. And then we were like dying.
like I don't know this man.
Like how much they like are into the people, and she just was like, I don't have that many nice things to say, and we were cracking up.
Yeah, comparing it to The Bachelor, because I used to watch The Bachelor a lot, it feels like you get actually a lot more genuine time with the person you like, where The Bachelor is like, do you guys spend any time together? Like, so you can be with your partner like all day if you want?
All day. Yep, all day, every day. They separate you for lunch and dinner to eat, because no one likes eating on camera, or like no one likes watching people eat on camera, so they like aren't filming then. But they separate everybody, so you're eating like one person's on a daybed here, one person's on a daybed over there with their little plate, because they don't want like some, you know, all hell to break loose at lunch, and they can't use any of it because there's all the producers and their staff helping serve the lunch. You know, you can't be like fighting in the lunch.
Such a good point. What is the food?
Yeah, we
at
got
the
a
villa?
lot of questions about the food.
I'm sure it's getting a lot better. But when I was there, it's just like takeout from all over Fiji, but it's like local restaurants, so the food's good. You know, if you like fish and things and like fresh, I'm sure there's a lot of like fresh fish and different like food assortment. I at the time was super picky, so I ate basically just like white rice and chicken like every single day. So
God, and no
Wow.
alcohol.
and then on the weekends they take you out to restaurants, and I would order like a double pizza order and chicken fingers and fries.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like make the most of it.
Yeah.
So are you guys only filming on weekdays?
No, it was like the only day we had off was like Saturday to not.
Ugh.
And you were allowed to be with everyone, like they weren't worried that they'd get
They would pull
something.
you out of the villa, but you would be with all the girls and all the guys. I'm not sure if people were fighting, they'd probably separate you a bit more just so that nothing's off camera that they'd want on camera. But for the most part, like, you just knew that was like the time where you could talk about things you don't talk about on camera. Like, oh, you know, one girl worked at Nike and she was talking about like her work and stuff like that. Like, they can't air that. So
Yeah.
it's like those kind of conversations you would have.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, I feel like there probably has been a lot of change since you've been on, but what are your thoughts on the current season now?
Oh my god, I love it. You guys,
I know.
new seasons are so good because there's so much more Peacock could do that we
Yeah.
can't do with CBS. Like, you can wear thong bikinis, you can swear, you can
You
really-
couldn't swear. I didn't notice that.
No.
Oh.
It was like, and if we did, like maybe like it was minimal swearing because we were like primetime CBS TV. So Peacock, like, so much more can happen, and I just think too they've done a really good job casting really bold personalities that have no problem speaking their mind, and you know, it's just a lot more like drama, and they've been better at bringing a lot more bombshells in than like my season. A lot more people. They do the Casa Amor thing, which is not in my season, so you guys will get introduced to that in a new season, which just makes the whole show. But yeah,
What
I can't wait.
Where should we, like, after we finish your season, what season should we go to?
last year's. Start with season 6 and then do 7, or do 7 now and then watch 6 after.
That's what I heard, that like 6
Right
was a
now, with everyone watching 7, catch up, binge it this weekend, catch up to where we are so you can be a part of the like Twitter, TikTok conversation. Half the fun of watching the show is talking about it with everyone that's on social media and all your friends that are all watching it. I like love that like the whole country feels like it shuts down to watch it. Like, it's so fun.
That's the best. That's the best.
Pay for years, and that's why they wanted to bring it to the US. So now that last season kind of took that off for the US, it's great.
Wow. Do a lot of people on social media like go to you with these questions, like even with the current season? Are they like, what does this mean? And they want your feedback?
Sometimes, but I would say there's a lot of like good creators that do a really good job of it. I'm not like there's some people that, you know, studied psychology that will break down these episodes, and like I love watching their opinions. I'm like, mine is just like, yeah, I could tell so-and-so had a hidden agenda, but I like hearing from the people that are like, oh, you know, in the Greek ancient times, there was this thing called this, and I'm like, okay, this is a cool recap. So,
I mean, I'll take both because I love hearing it straight from the source with you. Do you wish that when you went on, it was with Peacock, or are you grateful that it was CBS? Like, would you do it again knowing it was Peacock situation? I mean, obviously, you're engaged now, but
Yeah.
putting it back then.
it's like yes and no. Yes, because I would have known it was like probably better exposure than what I had, and like it probably could have really boosted my following a lot more. And I, at the time, you know, was going into it thinking like this could be a really cool opportunity, right? Not knowing, but like I went not knowing if it was an opportunity or not. So like maybe yes, but also I think there's a lot of downside now because it's like if you get a bad edit or you know, become the villain of your season, like you are screwed. Like the social media hate online is out of control. So I would, not that I think that would happen to me, but I just think people should really think about the choice before going on there because there's minimal upsides, right, to going. Like if like the chances of you getting a really good upside out of going on, you know, like someone like, you wouldn't know the people, but like Serena, Cordell, Janae, like all the PPG, Leah, they all basically got massive followings, amazing love from online community. They were just so fun to watch. So like that's a great upside for them because it opened all these amazing doors. But if you go on and you get this bad edit, people are gonna hate you forever, and you're gonna hate for the rest of your life. And who knows if you can get hired somewhere after? Like, and then you're doing all these raunchy things on TV that's out there forever, and you got a villain edit. Like that's a big, you know, risk to take by going on a show like this.
Definitely. That's interesting to kind of transition into social media because you have such a large following. When did you sort of, after the show, like see that growth and be like, oh my God, now I can really become like a content creator and an influencer?
Yeah, it was so cool. I remember in the first week coming off the show, I had finally hit like 200K on Instagram. And at the time, like that was such a big deal, and I loved it. I was like, wow, this is, you know, amazing. and just continuing that to grow. I stupidly did not make a TikTok until like even 6 months after the show. I wish I had made one right away because it was like, the time of like Addison Rae popping off and Lil Huddy, and I just didn't hop on the bandwagon. And I was actually told it was too late 6 months later, and I was like, I'm gonna try anyways. And my TikTok's bigger than my Instagram now, so I'm at like 430,000 followers, which is crazy that I started late and was able to kind of like catch up, per se.
We were very late on TikTok too.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to transition.
Yeah, but it's anyone's game, which is
Yeah.
what I like about TikTok. Like anyone could do it tomorrow and, have a good platform, like, stuff they want to talk about, and you could do really well. So that's what's cool about TikTok.
I saw a TikTok that you made a few months ago, maybe, that you were saying like it just like about the hardships of being on social media, and you were like saying that you were taking a moment to sort of like reassess how to process all of it. Like, what advice would you give? Because social media is such a scary place, and it can be so positive, but it can be really challenging too.
Yeah, it can be so overwhelming, and I think I wanted to take time to reset and think about like the things that I wanted to post and share, because sometimes I lean like, people love the reality TV stuff for me because they found me from a show, but I love so many things outside of that. Like, I love posting fashion, I love posting beauty, but I have to understand a lot of people don't follow me for fashion and beauty. A lot of people do, but most of it is because they want to hear about Love Island, and they wanted to see me and my couple from Love Island, and I'm like, well, now I'm, marrying someone else. Like, can my audience accept that? And they do now, and I think they love the relationship content. So, like, I love sharing that. I can't wait to share more wedding content. And I think as I get older, I've realized, like, my audience is aging with me, which is nice. So, like, I've been posting more videos on, like, elevating my style and just going back to the drawing board and saying, like, okay, what kind of content should I be putting out that I like posting, but also people are going to like watching as well.
That's such a hard balance. I feel like we even, try to find that balance as well of like, what do we think is interesting and fun, but what's really going to hit with people on TikTok, even like posting about our episodes, like we might love this episode, but it might not be as trendy on TikTok to talk about that. So it's such a hard balance.
No, it is. And I don't know. It just, sometimes I think maybe like 2 years ago, I got a little too into thinking I was like targeting brands too hard, like making videos for brands to notice me for partnerships, and kind of lost track of like, I should be posting things that I like, and then the brands will come to me if I'm just already posting the things that like I love. So kind of going back to the drawing board, but that was like a good thing. I'm happy I did too, because then you attract the kind of partnerships you want as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, authenticity is so important. We're still learning that. I mean, it's a whole job. It's a whole nother job on top of everything.
Yeah. But it was cool. This year I've said no to like more deals than I ever have, because I just have been trying to be better at like not taking things that I don't align with me, or like where I want to see my stuff going.
Amazing.
That is such a gift to be able to say no.
Yeah.
It's been nice.
How did you start developing your company? And I would love for you, honestly, to talk more about what your company is and what you do.
Yeah. So basically another like way I transition when I talk about it is, Love Island gave me this awesome platform, as it gives so many people, and a lot of people that go on reality TV too. Like, I'm sure you guys have seen it with all the Bravo housewives or people from The Bachelor, is people come off and they either do a really good job making that work into a career beyond the show by like starting other brands or becoming a specific kind of creator, and some people just fall off and like go back to their job, whether they want to do that or they just weren't smart about their socials. So I really was watching like who was successful and why were they, and because I had a podcast too where I would interview all these ex-reality TV people, I was able to really see like the choices people made and the moves they made that kept going with their careers, and the ones that kind of just like reverted back and fell off. And I was like, how do I stay relevant, keep doing things, what do I want to do, how do I make this live beyond the show, and all those things. So I just like really leaned into, I loved influencer marketing before I even was an influencer. I would like follow Alexis Ren in her OG YouTube days, and I was like, I want to do that. So just like continue to really rebrand myself as like, I'm a fashion and beauty creator, lifestyle creator, and you're not going to just know me for Love Island. So a lot of people, they look at my page, or even I have friends, they don't even know I was on Love Island, because my page has really evolved into just other kinds of content. I mix it in when the season comes around every year, and it's fun, and I get like a lift, and following people find me from my season, they're like, oh my god, I didn't realize this was you, blah blah blah, because it's 6 years ago and I have like bleached blonde hair and I look like a baby. But
Totally.
So I really leaned into all of that, the influencer world, and became known as, a fashion, beauty, lifestyle creator. But when COVID hit, brand deals got really slow. Brand budgets froze. And I was like, how am I going to make money? Like, we're all like business women, we want to make money, do well, have good careers. I was like, what am I going to do? So I found a couple girls in my hometown. And I was like, let me work with you and I will blow you up as like an influencer. Like, let me teach you how to do it. And I was so successful with all of them. It was crazy, the success I had with it. I was like, wow, I really have good insight here. How do I make this more accessible for more people? So that's where I came up with the idea to create this, online community and start teaching more people at a larger scale. And it's just, honestly, the output has been really incredible. Like, I not only get to be a mentor for so many people, but see their success and just open all these doors for them that, like, I always wish that I had, like, a mentor for social media. I had really good mentors in life, for just work and like advertising, but nothing for like being an influencer specific. So I'm so happy I get to be that for people now. And that's kind of how it all like pivoted and fell into place.
Oh my gosh. We're really excited to talk to you after this episode. Everything you're saying, I'm like, please, Elizabeth, help us.
I know, that's a dream.
Wow. That's so amazing. Can you speak a little bit more too on like, in your bio, it mentioned financial literacy. Can you speak a little bit more on that?
I think a lot of creators too, whether you're a huge creator or a small creator, tracking your finances is like a huge thing, and no one really does that for you. Like, when you're working a 9-to-5 job, you're just on a payroll and you're attached to a 401k and health insurance and all those things, and it just kind of automates it for you. But when you're a creator, like, you have to predict your taxes, pay quarterly, see, like, estimate like what that's going to look like. You need your health insurance. So I made this financial tracker that's part of the e-course that tracks all your brand deals. You can input when you've been paid, how much you've been paid out of that deal, what's still owed, what date it was contracted by, and then it breaks it out by like what you're earning per month. So you can see what your busy months are, your slow months, and then how much you can kind of estimate to be putting aside for taxes. But even just staying on top of it yourself beyond an agency, I think is really important, because yes, your agency can like do this for you and they could share programs they do it through, but it's still important for you to know what's going on with your finances. And I think a lot of girls just like leave it up to their agency. And I would tell you, like, I've worked with tons of agencies over the year right now. I love the one I'm with now, but I've worked with agencies in the past that I've caught shaving money off the top a lot. And it's because I track it myself and I can see it. And I want, young women, especially these young creators, because you can start so young now, to be really on top of it and know, like, I gotta watch my stuff.
That's amazing, Elizabeth. It's so empowering for women to have control of our finances. And I feel like, historically, women haven't been taught how to take control of their finances, and it gives you so much self-respect. And I think influencing is such a massive market that is very, there's so many women in it. And in some ways, people don't take it seriously for different reasons. And it's like, no, we are making an impact. Like, we are just as important as so many other careers, and it needs to be taken seriously like that. So to have a guide is really incredible.
Yeah. I also have it split out between platform and different agencies. Like, if you work with different agencies, you bring you different deals. Or like, if I was you guys, I would also split out like my podcast earnings versus stuff I make on social media posts, so I can see like, where those incomes are coming from and like where more efforts need to be put in. Or, it's just nice to see like the breakdown of it. Like, oh, I made way more on TikTok the last couple months, so I should keep up with my TikTok. Or, Snapchat's not making me anything. Like, I'm not putting more effort into that if, all my stuff's coming from here anyway. So it's just cool to like see it and know where you're at with things.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Wow. I'm just like, we really need to talk to you.
No, I know, literally. And also, Rammies, if this is at all interesting to you, we will have everything, all the info, her website, and the show notes so that you can go directly to there, because I just know people are going to be so stoked about this.
I would love that. I'd love to have anyone interested. Like, I'm so passionate about it that I really care about all my students. So I actually, every time someone signs up for my community, I do a one-on-one to like meet the person and get what their goals are. So I know that like I'm bringing good stuff to the club and community, that people are going to feel like this was a really good decision. And because of that, I get like the most positive feedback, and like that's important to me. And then I spread my word of mouth, which is cool. Like, someone be like, oh, my friend told me she's obsessed with this, so now I did it. And then that friend tells another friend, and that's kind of how it started to grow. So it's all just like cool, nice girls helping each other out.
And we love that.
We love that. I believe it. I mean, I can tell you about your passion.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. I have a fun RAM question when it comes to marketing. So obviously, we're a history and pop culture podcast. Out of these 3 topics that we've covered, who would you want to take on and build their social media platform? Okay. We have Marie Antoinette, Samantha Parkington, the American Girl doll, or Cleopatra. Who would you want to take and rebrand them, make their socials?
Okay, it's hard because like I would take all 3 of them and do different things.
Of course.
different things for each of them.
Mm-hmm.
Marie Antoinette, I feel like would be such a vibe of like a modern day Martha Stewart. Like, I just feel like her with her castle and her teas and her, like her beautiful grounds. Like, just picture all the cool content she could make that's like really aspirational and also just like the slow living or like living in the countryside. Like, her content would be so cool if she leaned into that kind of vibe. I think
Love
like
that.
Good. That's
I don't know if you
good.
guys follow Paige Lorenz, but like she does a really great job of like her lifestyle in Connecticut. But like picture someone like Marie Antoinette, showing that.
Like
I mean,
French
like, I'd follow her
countryside.
immediately. I'd follow her immediately for that reason alone, just for the vibes and the
You and me
aesthetic.
both. You and me
I'd be like, I
both.
want my garden to look like this.
Yeah.
And then second, you gave
Um,
Samantha the girl doll. I'd tell her to like lean into fashion. I feel like like horse girl equestrian fashion is so hot right now, and like everyone loves the like old money look. That like her styling outfits and just like chic elevated looks is cool, and I think people are starting to get really over the fast fashion. So I'd be like, Samantha, let's lean into these like cool elevated outfits and style girls. Post college, like how can we kind of elevate your looks in like a chic way? And that's the kind of
Yes.
content I tell her to make.
Oh, so
And
good.
then
This is so fun.
we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna go Cleopatra. She was like the mastermind of like seduction and male manipulation, and like I love it. And I would just tell her to lean into like having a psychology TikTok page of like giving girls advice of like how to like get men to do this for you, or like I would picture her doing a TikTok page like that.
Elizabeth.
You guys, we did not give Elizabeth that question before,
No, that
and
was
she just answered. That was
You
crazy.
literally nailed every single one.
I'm
What
obsessed.
I say is that like I look at people's pages, I go through like when someone signs up, and I'm like, this is what we should do for you.
But this shows that you are very good because, like, for me, I'd be like, Cleopatra, eyeliner. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you definitely, like, you're good. You're good at your work.
You are a creative, like you're a creative director. I'm excited to see that for you in your future.
Thank you. I actually am working as a influencer and brand partnerships director for a startup right now, and I'm like loving the role. It's just like such like girl boss vibes. Like I love
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Like,
Cool.
I've been corporate for a minute, but it's exciting getting to do it and like really bringing my knowledge from this world into it. And I'm pulling the content club into it too. It's just like a whole.
Hell yes.
I'm gonna leave like 360 moments.
Oh, we're so
I love
excited for you.
I love that so much. Okay, speaking a little bit on fashion and
Yeah.
your social media, you have so many good looks. Like I was going through last night and I was like, I'm obsessed with all of your fits.
I love your vibe.
Your vibe is so good. Like what are the girlies wearing this summer? Like what are you really into? You spoke about like elevated fashion. Like what does that mean right now? Like what are we going towards?
So for me, it's funny. I did invest in a stylist this year, but before I hired her, I did kind of like sit down with one of my creative friends and just talked about like my personal style and figuring out like what that looks like. And I'm from Michigan. I don't know if you guys know that. So I grew up, like a lake girl. Grew up like
wow.
a little like chic country club vibe, like tennis whites, but also, the lake vibes are really like a sweatshirt and jeans and, something cute. Like I feel like Michigan has really underrated fashion, to be honest. But I also have always loved like this timeless classic look of like, white linens in the summer and classic blue jeans. And I just like really wanted to tell, I was like, okay, so that's, my style is not very Gen Z. I don't have the like hype based style. That's just like not my personal style. So I was like, how do I really make sure my wardrobe reflects, me and what I'm actually interested in? So I went down to like a color palette of just like neutrals. I love blues because, the lakes, the oceans, all the
Yes.
things. A lot of like browns, and then stuff that I wanted to not have, like, I keep saying no fast fashion because I want stuff to stay in my wardrobe and things I grab for every year and every summer, and not just be like constantly buying new things. Like it's so crazy, our influencer world, like how much stuff we get, like even everything sitting behind me, like it just gets like out of control. So I'm like, how do I pick a personal style that like I stick to, and you look at it and you're like, that's what Elizabeth would like. So just finding those nicer pieces that I know I'll keep forever has been really fun.
What advice would you give to someone that's like, I want one piece to invest in that like I'm actually going to spend a little bit of money on? Like, what would you say that should be?
Buy like a nice white linen dress and like, like buy a nice one, or, like I don't know. I'm also like not big into like huge name brands, like nothing gaudy, nothing with like logos all over it. Like I love a simple, classic, timeless thing.
Where are you shopping right now?
I've been shopping at like, I think J. Crew's a timeless brand. I think Reformation's doing a really great job. They're hit or miss, Ref, but they do have a lot of nice pieces. I would say Revolve right now. I've been trying to gravitate away from as much as possible, to be honest, because I feel like the prices are so high. They've gone even higher since their lawsuit. If you find a brand on Revolve you like, go to that brand's website. It'll be 30% cheaper. You'll probably sign up for the email and get another 10% off. You know how brands like do that. Don't buy it on Revolve. I mean, yes, you get the 2-day shipping free,
I
but
know,
like
that is nice.
a lot more money. Yeah, if you're in a rush, whatever, do it from Revolve. But like, you'll probably save a lot more money going to the actual sites. And there's so many good like fashion girls to follow too that like have that kind of style. I'm like thinking, I like Staud is a bit more expensive. I bought things for them, but I like love them. I just think a good fit on something makes a huge difference too.
Totally.
You know what I think is going to be like the next? I mean, I know people are aware of this, but I feel like Dish is going to have a moment.
Oh,
Do you know
Dish! I have like my new rack over here. I've got Dish pieces I just brought.
I
Love
love
that.
Dish, and we've been shopping there for like a few years, and now I'm seeing them everywhere on TikTok, and I'm like, Dish is good.
Yeah, I just got a navy chunky sweater that I'm like,
Oh.
I can wear that over a dress, like, or a skirt, or I can wear it with jeans. Like, you can layer it with a white tee. It's just very, cozy chic, and it gives like the lake vibe. It gives the proper like,
Yes.
it goes back to like the root of like what I like for myself.
They
I
have a
love
summer mini dress that's so cute that I want in the light blue. I love the blues too. The blues and the browns right now are so good.
Love.
So
love.
good. Ah, well, I'm taking note from you on your page and what you're wearing for
Same.
sure.
I've been posting a lot of videos too about the stuff that I'm learning from the stylist that I'm working with, because she has like an art history background, and she also has just been teaching me so many little things like I didn't realize like wasn't chic to do. Like, I don't know, I didn't study fashion, but like I love it so much. So I'm learning so much from her, and I want to take like the highlights of what I'm learning from her and like share that with my audience, because I'm like, we're all trying to elevate our style a bit, we're all trying to look
Yes,
Of course.
we need to learn from each other.
Right, and the influence from art and from history and art history in general is, I feel like, where so much fashion is born. We have an Andre Leon Talley episode, and he was talking about him and Karl Lagerfeld's like really bonded over their love of learning and like learning what the inspiration from the fashion was. So we're all in.
love.
Okay, we have a couple minutes left. Just some like little rapid fire. What are you listening to right now?
Jelly Roll. It's so random. I saw him at Stagecoach, and I've just been like blasting Jelly Roll. It's so funny.
No, he's so talented. His story is so interesting too.
I'm
Yeah.
also in Montana, so like I was listening to a bunch of country too. I feel like
Love.
country music just feels like summer to me. So
Same. I'm from Arkansas, so I get it, girl.
get it then. You
I
it.
get it.
Love. Have you seen have you seen a movie recently you like?
God, I've been so dialed into Love Island. I'm like, what have I seen that's like not Love Island?
This is so real.
Yes, exist.
Like,
Nothing, we feel this very deeply.
did I watch? I guess I did binge like 1883 because I was going to Montana, so I wanted all the Western country vibes. But
Yeah. Tim McGraw is my king.
the minute that F1 movie is coming out, I'm going to see it. I'm such an F1 girl.
I'm not a big F1 person. I need to get into it. Like, one of my best friends is from Monaco, and so I know it's like a big F1 place, and she lives like right where the track or like where they go by. So I need to look into it.
The movie looks really good.
Yeah, and if everyone go see the movie, and if anyone's interested in getting into F1, I will tell you, you should follow Madeline White. She's like a fashion influencer, but she talks a lot about F1 and kind of like women getting into it. The wags of F1 are so stylish, so beautiful. They're like style icons. Like, honestly, the F1 wags have been putting the tennis wags to shame in terms of like the fits they've been showing.
Really?
This year, I've been loving it.
Oh, that's such a high bar too. That's wild.
Yeah. The tennis wags are great too, and I love all their fits, but like the F1 stuff has been absolutely crushing it.
Okay.
All right, we're getting into it.
Yeah, we're getting into it.
What's your cocktail of choice?
I'm like, if you go to Wabi in Venice, the lychee martini, it's so good. It's dangerous.
It
but
sure
if I'm
is.
out there, I love a spicy margarita with salt rim.
With you.
You're speaking our language.
Truly.
I actually really like black salt too, but sometimes I sound like ridiculous. But I'm like, do you have black salt? And they're like,
They-
oh,
Oh, no, it's so good. Cholita across the street has that for their
yes.
margs.
Oh, the cucumber one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yum. Love.
It's sounding very good right now.
Yeah, it really is. Just meet
Like
us here
1 p.m.?
after, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday. No.
We'll see you there. This was just an absolute treat.
Thank you guys.
Oh, Elizabeth, we are so excited to chat with you. And like we said, we're new to Love Island. If you came on here from Elizabeth, please don't be mad at us for the Love Island questions. We're learning along with you.
Hopefully they think it's endearing.
Yeah.
They're gonna love it, and they're gonna be like spamming you guys, being like, you guys need to tell them how much they need to watch last season and this season too, so we can all talk about it and we can get them talking about this season too.
We'll have you back on once we've watched like 50 seasons.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. I could give you a
Yes.
breakdown about like everything. And it's fun hearing from someone that like knows how it probably went down behind the scenes too.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, yeah, we will be in your inbox for sure. With
We
all the
absolutely
questions,
will.
Elizabeth. Where can everyone find you? We'll talk about where they can find your business on socials, all of the above.
Yeah, so my socials are all eWebs, EWEBZZ, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, all the things. But my content club is Elizabeth Marie Social on Instagram, or elizabethmariesocial.com is like the website where you can sign up and join the community. And again, I would love to have anyone listening. As you can tell, I'm passionate about it. I'm into it. It's fun. And seeing the success from it with people is like really rewarding for me. It's like you win, I win.
So exciting.
That's amazing. We'll put all of this in the show notes. So the
Yes.
links will be in this episode, Rammies.
I realized that we didn't ask Elizabeth our question that we ask every single guest yet.
Oh my gosh, you're so right.
Elizabeth, I don't know if you participate in weed. I mean, you do live in Venice, but we ask every guest if you could smoke a joint, or if you're not into it, if you could have a cocktail with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, that's such a good question. Can I pick like the Martha Stewart Snoop Dogg duo? Like I just love the contrast with them.
Of
like,
course.
What's wrong with that? It's such a generic one though.
No, it's not.
No.
We will join you for the Martha and Snoop one for sure.
Absolutely. Light it up.
Such a good one. Well, Rammies, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are new here, you can follow us at Instagram and TikTok at Right Answers Mostly. We're also available on YouTube. And if you're wanting more Ram, we have a premium channel, which you can find in the show notes. The link is there. And you get 3 bonus episodes a month for $7.99, and the whole back catalog. I think we have 81 episodes in there. And you get added on our close friends on Instagram. So you're only seeing half the story if you're not a premium member.
We appreciate you guys, and we appreciate you, Elizabeth. This was so fun, and you'll hopefully be back, and we can chat even more.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Thank you guys.
Yay. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Bye.
Bye.